What's up, everybody? I'm Randy. This is FiveFive Garage, and today we're doing an oil change on my motorcycle. The weather outside is beautiful, and I decided to switch it up a little bit on the channel and do some videos showcasing my other vehicle, which is my 2008 Honda CBR1000RR. Now, we will get back to modding the Speed 3, but in the interim, I want to do a couple of maintenance videos in case any of you out there might have a motorcycle yourself and you're just now getting out of the garage and getting ready to enjoy the warm weather. So, in this video today, we'll be covering doing your standard oil change and getting yourself prepared to start riding. Okay, before we get started, I thought I'd give you guys a little background into my motorcycle. This is a 2008 Honda CBR1000RR, and I've owned it since it was brand new. Now, it does have some mods on it. I have a BNC air filter. I also added a Bazzaz ZF5 fuel injection tuning kit. And what this allows me to do is change the ignition timing and the fuel mapping for when I add mods. It basically does the same thing that a Cobb Access Sport does for my Mazda Speed 3. Alright, so what you're seeing before you right now is some of the things you will need to have in your garage in order to do an oil change yourself. I have a container to catch the oil that I'm draining out of the bike. I got some gloves to protect my hands, oil spout, got socket and wrench, new oil filter, I got rags, and I have the new oil that I'll be pouring into the bike. Alright, first thing you want to do is get your bike up on a set of stands. Now, some bikes are equipped with a center stand, and you can use that, that's fine. This bike is a sport bike. I have a set of pit bull stands, the front and rear, that allows me to get the bike up off the ground. And I went ahead and removed the lower belly pan so I could get access to the oil drain bolt. Okay, now I know not every bike's going to have this in the same spot, but my oil drain bolt is located right here, and that is where I am going to start first. But make sure you put your oil pan underneath this before you start, because sometimes you break these loose, the oil will start coming out fairly quickly. Okay, next step is to find your oil filter. On my bike, it is right here, and usually you can just reach up and just screw these off. Once again, make sure that you have your oil drain pan underneath this, because this will spill out. Now that we got the old filter off and all the old oil out of the engine, we can now take our new filter and begin putting it on the bike And one thing I like to do is I like to add a little oil to the dry filter, just so on startup there's a little bit of oil circulating, so the engine doesn't run completely dry or have to wait for the oil pressure to come up in order to get some oil through the engine. And it doesn't take much, just a little. And also take some of that oil and like that. Now you don't want to put this on here gorilla tight. You really only need 3/4 of a turn, which I just did right there, after it gets tight, and that should do it. Next step is to add oil into the engine. Now, not every bike is the same, so make sure to check your owner's manual. According to my owner's manual for this bike, I need 3.2 quarts of oil, or right around 3 liters. Now, I usually buy my oil by the gallon like this, and on the back, they have little marks telling you how much oil is left in here. And I've found from doing this multiple times, I need to stop when the oil is right in between the 1 quart and the 1/2 quart mark. So right about in here, and I'll be good to go. Alright, after you have put the oil in the engine, go ahead, double check your work, make sure everything is nice and snug and tight. Then you're going to want to turn the bike on and check for oil pressure. Okay, now that you have oil pressure, go ahead and let the motorcycle warm up and check for leaks. And if you don't have any leaks, congratulations, your oil change is now done. You can go ahead and reattach any body panels that you had to take off at the beginning of this process. Hopefully, you all liked the video. If you did, leave me a big one of these. I'd really appreciate it. If you'd like to see more motorcycle maintenance videos like this one, go ahead and click the subscribe button. I am going to button this thing back up and take it for a ride, and I will see you guys for the next video. Take it easy.